object that is used by the actors that comes from that time. Wardrobe as in costume. As we can see over here, costume. Hair, where's a good example of hair? Right here. Hair and makeup. So that's what we discussed earlier. So now, all of you, we said your task was to help create that frame, and your task was to research and find the inspiration. We have opened a little portal in the fabric of history with the story. So we're all gonna jump through the portal and travel back in time. Everyone has to represent the 80s, remember the 80s and dress. You see me, my cap here. This is a old school bomber jacket, leather with the leather arms, a yellow golf t-shirt, and then this is a tikkies. Okay, that's a late 80s, the tikkies, but it was late 80s, still 80s. And those are tiger shoes. And then of course also in the 80s we used to wear what we call mangas. So I've got my manga with little disco dots. So I'm dressed for today, I'm dressed for the 80s. I'm ready to go back in time. Come along, come back to the 80s with us.
Sure. We're going to invite the media also. The media is going to be there. We're going to invite all of them to come, those interested in coming. And then when I say like, yeah, we are Kino Kadrè, Cinema Circle. We're doing a movie called The 80's and Nights of Love and Fire. This is the movie. It's about Antoine France, and we explain everything. And then also give out the list, okay? These are the participants, key actors in Love and Fire. So it's actors at the build, yeah, reliving that battle, yeah, on screen. So we're gonna like announce everyone to the entire world, they are part of this process. They're working with us on this movie.
Yeah, it's good things happening here today, like learning new things of the 80s, like the dancers, the costumes, how people used to dress, the hairlines. I noticed that most people in the 80s used to wear afros, not like now, like short. It was more about afro, high hairstyles and long hairstyles, and the costumes were more like belly uptight and
Kino Kadrè Cinema Circle, but another project of the 80's and Nights of Love and Fire. So the reason why we're doing this press rehearsal and taking it back to the 80s, that's the theme of it. It's more for the story warriors to simply understand the importance of what happened back in the 80s. But not just the fight, how people used to dress, how people used to perform, how people used to jam, how people used to do their makeup as a way of saying we are still under operation, but we still look good with the clothes that we have. So we are celebrating that beauty of the 80s, of the resistance, through beauty, through music, through dance, and through love. So that's basically what's happening today.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but I'm looking for some, some inspiration. This can work. This is good.
Hi, how are you? They can't hear you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm fine, man. Look, tell me, can we go for a walk? I'd like to buy some coffee.
Coffee?
Yes.
I don't like coffee, I'm more of a tea girl.
You're talking my language.
A round of applause over here, my brother. So today we are in Bonteheuwel as usual. Today we are talking more. We are doing a rehearsal, but it is a dress rehearsal. You can see right there. Our activists are going out to the community to learn more about the 80s, what was going on during that time. What are the things they're asking the community? What are the things that remind them of the 80s? And we want to use that with the actors. We want to use that. They should bring it in the films.
This is what they used to call a push record.
Kapsabel basically.
Right, this is what they used to call a push record, and they used to gang fight with this, and the lid of a turban
Shield.
is a seal. They used to gang fight with that. Right, they used to.
Pardon. So we interviewed DJ Vicky over there, who was originally from District 6. Yeah, so DJ Vicky, like as we interviewed DJ Vicky, we found some things out that you wouldn't find like in books or on the internet, but stuff that you actually need to have been there to know.
So our whole project was about what happened here in Cape Town. And
old radio don't work anymore. Even the people that couldn't read, now if you just see that board, it would be whites only, and that was a restricted area. They were inhibited and everything.
So we went to another man and we asked this man, how was the 80s for you? And he told us that the 80s was a very violent time for him. Because they used to have a fight with the Americans and the, what is that? The school what? The terrible schoolboys. And you see this field over there, our soccer field, the Sunday League. Sorry? The Sunday League was their battleground. So every Sunday, after lunch, they went to their battleground. They had their pangas, like literally he showed us his panga.
When we were doing our get-togethers once, like us as the circle, and then I remember Guy actually telling us that in Bonteheuwel, whenever they did do boycotts, like maybe say the dunes track that was coming on, and then they will actually like hit the track, you see, but the thing is they didn't take it for themselves. They would actually go to families and say like, this auntie is a Bonteheuwel. So there was good, even though they damaged some of the things, like they also gave back to the communities.
Yeah. Jay and Imra. Birth in the country. Birth in the country. Birth in the Okay, so I've got one concern. It's getting a little bit late, and you guys.
Where's my other